Hello everyone, welcome in. We've got today some coverage of the Keyforge Team League Season 1, some special edition coverage brought to you by me, Murph Bracket Fudginator. Today we're going to be covering round 1 between both the Sloppy Labwork teams, and that's going to be Team Sloppy Labwork featuring Quickdraw, BHawk, JDG, then Team Meticulous Plazing featuring Not Tonight, Crusader, JT Russell. So if you don't know about the Keyforge Team League, how it works is that you have 3 players on a team. Each player is assigned or chooses the format that they want to play for the entire season. And the formats for this season are Adaptive, Archon, and Triad. Now it's a best of 3 every week, so it's a best of 3 Adaptive, best of 3 Archon, and best of 3 Triad. Now the deck selection is locked at the beginning of the season. Players submit their lineups, and that is locked throughout the season. No changing in between. So the decks they're going to be playing today is the decks they're going to be playing for the rest of the season. It's important to note, Grim Reminders is indeed legal, so I expect we're going to see it in all the coverage. I'm covering Archon today. If you want to see the Adaptive or the Triad coverage, check out Orion or Floximal over on YouTube. There will be a link down below to their channel. Please go check them out. Give them a follow for the Triad coverage. If you want to see Adaptive, go check out Keyforge. I'm going to have their channel down in the description below as well. Go check that out. You don't want to miss any of this exciting Keyforge coverage that we've got here for today. All of this content coverage is brought to you by Astron, as well as the organizers of the league, Emperor Riku and Elgranon. Astron is doing all the work of organizing and making sure everything is easy peasy for us casters to be as simple as possible. So hats off to them. I know organizing this kind of thing is a lot of work. They're doing a great job, and I'm really excited for all the coverage that's going to come out of it. And you're going to be seeing me hopefully again, as well as lots of other different creators. So check out their channel, and they're all going to do all the games justice. So how this is going to go is I'm going to do a bit of a deck profile or deck overview before we get into the games. We're going to look at BHawk, who's the Sloppy Labwork representative, and Crusader, who is a Meticulous Plazing representative, and both of their decks. We're going to look at BHawk first, and then Crusaders, and then we'll get into the game and cast that. Alright, so for BHawk, we have Sophomore Dirk Zentelrazen. Now, this is a deck they've certainly talked about before. They really enjoy this deck. If you don't know, BHawk is a huge proponent of what they call the Cult of Scholar, or House of Scholar? Might be a House of Scholar. Either way, they're huge Legionary Trainer Scholar enthusiasts, so it makes perfect sense to see them bringing a Legionary Trainer Scholar deck here today. We have a 97 SAS, a Winds of Exchange deck featuring Aquadon, Saurian, Unfathomable, 3 prominent houses, but the Saurian most specifically when it comes with that elusive Legionary Trainer Scholar combo. Scholars obviously are token. This deck is 97 SAS, and boy does it has some cool stuff in it. Now, BHawk has talked about this deck at some length on the Bottom of the Beaker podcast, the Sloppy Labwork hosts. Recommend go checking it out if you want to hear their own words on it. But the important features beyond the Legionary Trainer, of which we know it only has just one, so it's not one of those 4 3x Legionary Trainers, but does have 3 Arm of the Plebeians, as well as a Longostar Lector, and a Recruit. Lots of ways to make Scholars on the Legionary Trainer turn to really pop off. The Unfathomable here is a peak control house with 1 Abyssal Sight, 2 Befuddles, and 3 Fathom Reavers, all accompanied by a Kelp. Now, for those who don't know, Abyssal Sight is destroy friendly creature. If you do look at your opponent's hand and choose a card from it, that player discards that card. Insane value, especially in Winds of Exchange, because sometimes destroying the creature is just straight up a benefit to get a card that you want reshuffled back in your deck, especially in a deck like Legionary Scholars, where you're looking at those Scholars representing a lot of draw power. It's got 2 Befuddles. Befuddle, a very powerful Control the Weak-esque effect. It says choose a house on your opponent's identity card, and both these give you a pip, by the way. Choose a house on your opponent's identity card. During the next turn, they cannot play cards of other houses. Super powerful card, still allows them to use a board if they have it, but it can block them out of 2 houses, and it's just such incredible value. If you befuddle them twice, so if you do double befuddle, they just cannot play any cards, which is lots of fun. To complement that, they have 3 Fathom Reavers, but all of which are going to create a token on board. So 2 bodies, and while you control a token creature, your opponent refills your hand of one less card during the draw card step, which is incredible value. It just really is if they're down to a hand size of 3, it is brutal, especially if you can apply something like Befuddle or Abyssal Sight to them. And on top of that, to add insult to injury, they've got a Cowp. So not only can you be down to 3-card hands, you can be down to a 3-card hand where you can only play one of each card type a turn. Really, really brutal. This Unfathomable is offering a lot of control. I think we're seeing a 17 disruption score on decks of Keyforge here, and this is going to be, I'm sure it's a very unfortunate to play against, but I mean, it is couched with the idea that all of these can become tokens themselves, so won't necessarily always have access to those control tools when they need it. Now the Equidon here is featuring double close negotiation, a very good tool. It's a tool that, if for those who don't know, it has a pip on it. It's an action. It says play, your opponent draws a card. It's the first line, then it has a period. Steal 1 amber, period. If you do, and your opponent still has more amber than you, repeat this effect. Really love this card. I think it's awesome. Your opponent always draws a card, and you always steal 1. So it is a amber delta of 3. Steal 1 is an amber delta of 2, and then you gain a at minimum. So it's at minimum a 3 amber delta at the cost of your opponent drawing 1 card. There are occasions, I'm sure, where this is not so good to play if they have a whole bucket load of amber. You're just giving them a full hand, and you're giving them a better chance to win the next turn. That's certainly something to consider, but this is just a very, very good piece of scaling amber control. On top of that, we've got Market Crash, which is a board wipe, destroys each non-token creature. Particularly good if you're looking to keep alive all those scholars. We've got Pull-Up Stakes, which is also very, very good. Shuffle 2 friendly creatures into their owner's decks. Return 4 enemy creatures to their owner's hand with a pip. Really good. Can sometimes be a negative if you're returning 4 Infernuses to hand. But typically it's just straight value, and it helps rescue tokens that you want. It helps rescue cards that have become tokens that you want to see later on by shuffling them back in the deck. It's got an exoshell system as well, so all those scholars are going to have elusive. Belligerent Guard is some good tech for things like Cowp, just a nice bit of spot creature control, or a little bit of extra rush at the cost of your opponent drawing a card, but especially against something even like a Bryolock or something like that, really nice tool to be able to just come into play ready and fight, and it's a big, big body. And we have Tianari Esquire, which says each friendly non-token creature gains destroyed, make a token creature. So this deck is just going to be pumping out scholars. So see, it has a token generation score of 21. That probably sounds about right. It's going to be making a lot of tokens, and it's going to be reaping to win. I'm sure we'll be seeing lots of rule of 6 on these scholar decks. So we can move over to Crusader, who's bringing another Winds of Exchange deck. We've got Vegirazer, the Bandit Survivalist. It is a 92 SAS deck. Its token is a Trader. This is 1 power, action, steal 1 amber, destroy Trader. And the houses for this deck are Equidon, Starlines, Unfathomable. Okay, so similar to the last one. Now, obviously, it doesn't have the Legionary Trainer combo, but the Starlines here is offering some interesting tools against big boards in Hold the Line. That which is an action. Starline's action says play if there are more enemy creatures than friendly creatures, draw cards equal to the difference. Really cool card, and can really swing the tempo of a game if your opponent boards out. So I could totally see a world where BHawk spams out a whole line of scholars, and then there's just so much advantage gained. Now, I mean, the difference is that they may not get reap 1, draw 1 for all those, but there's still the option to hold the line, have a huge swing in tempo, and really, really get a lot of advantage off of that as a punishment for the Legionary Trainer scholars. Now, being in Star Alliance is gonna offer maybe not the best options for dealing with that giant scholar board. Pretty much your main options are going to be these double photon blasts. However, the Star Alliance does bring with it an SV3 lander, which really helps. I'm guessing here, really helps ensure much better access to needed amber control through the traders of being able to use SVG is an artifact that says play make token creature, has Omni, destroy SV3 lander. For the end of turn, you may use friendly token creatures. So really giving access to that Equidon board, all of those tokens, and being able to use them as Amber control or extra Amber pressure in just reaping if the opponent doesn't have Amber. Just a very, very powerful artifact, lots of flexibility. We do enjoy seeing it. Now, the Equidon here has a corner of the market, really powerful card. It's an action that says play during your opponent's next turn. They cannot play cards, and each time they discard a card from the hand, they may instead archive that card. Really just such a great piece of disruption, totally shuts out your opponent. Sometimes it's, I think the impact of it is sometimes not as good. Your opponent gets to archive maybe some cards they want to save anyways. It gives them some extra efficiency, but most of the time, well-timed, very powerful card. We got lots of token generation here. We got a higher on with a drop pip. We see another pull-out stakes here to rescue those tokens. We see a visible hand. We see a sandhopper for much appreciated token rescuing. Now, there's a really fun combo in here with Talon Scout as one of our rares. Talon Scout, which says it's a versatile creature with 2 power and an Amber Pip. I don't know why it has an Amber Pip, but it says play, look at your opponent's hand and play a creature from it as if it were yours. Your opponent takes control of Talon Scout. So what you can do is if you play Talon Scout and then you play pull up stakes, you can shuffle 2 of your creatures back and bounce 3 enemy creatures plus a Talon Scout. So you can just take that Talon Scout back into your hand, because if you bounce it and it's your opponent controls and you bounce it, it's going to go to your hand, and just play it again. So really fun 2-card combo. And if you really want to, let's say they have like an Igor or some creature you really want to play again, you can sandhopper the creature of your opponents back to their hand, allowing you to play a creature of your own, and you get to Talon Scout it again with the pull-up stakes. So just lots of really fun combos here. Equidon looks like a blast, as well as a mass buyout for some either burst or some possibly defensive Amber control. Then Fathomable again. We're looking for disruption. We got an Abyssal Sight. We got an Adult Swim to put the Scholars back on top of the deck. Really like to see that. We see a Befuddle, double pipped Befuddle. Always good to see. A Catch and Release, which a Catch and Release is going to help mitigate some of the damage that Legionary Trainer Scholars can do. Sure, they might reap for 6 and draw 6 on the Legionary Trainer Scholar turn or subsequent turns, but this by itself is a just immensely powerful tool at dealing with that. It clears out their hand, resets the board, resets the hand, nullifies all that advantage. So at the end of the day, all they walked away with is 6 Amber. So really, really fun, really, really powerful tool to have in this matchup, and it's something they really want to save for the right moment. And you're really hoping it doesn't get made into a token, and if it does, it's something you can rescue with Sandhopper. The future booster here in Star Alliance, I think, is going to add is hopefully going to create some really nice card selection, looking at the top of the deck to give better access and better control over what exactly gets tokenized. So after that, we can take a look at them side by side in a little comparison. We can see a little Decks of Keyforge feature here called Deck Comparison. Yeah, well, helpful sometimes. We see that both have, just to see the list side by side, you can more or less ignore the comparison summary of the Arca scores. They're pretty even altogether, and I don't think there's any real the discrepancies in those numbers is really important part. One thing we do see though is that Zendel Reason does indeed have a bit more ways and more efficient ways to create tokens at the cost of not having quite as many ways to rescue them as Vegirator does. Thing to watch out for here as well is the Gilt Spine School, which obviously doesn't stop the Legionary Trainers from doing the Legionary Trainer portion of the Scholar combo, but if you leave it for a turn, it does indeed prevent the possibility of them going back into it. Just in terms of the tempo, of them not readying during the ready card step. So actually just a pretty nice tool here. We'll see if it's actually impactful at all. Guildspine School, of course, says token creatures do not ready during their controller's ready card step. Play, make 3 token creatures as a 1 power, 5 armor, unfathomable creature. So that's these 2 decks, and yeah, we'll see how we get through here. The only artifact control between these 2 is a Frigorific Rod, or Frigorific Rod, depending on how you pronounce that, on either side here. I think Veggie certainly has more important artifacts. The artifacts you sort of see are Exosocial System, Frigorific Rod, Helping Hands, Offering Kilogog. Offering Kilogog here, really good. No doubt about that. Really, really good card. Really powerful as an Omni. To actually miss this, I actually missed talking about this last time. I also was talking about the Spartosaur. I shouldn't miss that. Or maybe I did. Anyways, Spartosaur really, really good board wipe. Obviously, the Scholars are dinosaurs. Just really, really powerful way to ensure that you are maintaining your board and allowing those Scholars as much time to live as possible. It is a bit of a non-bow with the Fathom Reavers. It's hard to keep them. If you have the Spartosaur out, it's really easy to get rid of the accoutrement of the other houses and keep those creatures alive, especially because they can just kill one of your Scholars and there goes the rest of your board. But as long as the Scholars are keeping alive, I'm sure BHawk is going to be pretty happy. But Offering Kilogong, which is an artifact unfathomable, it says Omni, destroy a friendly creature. If you do, choose a creature in your discard pile, place it face down under Offering to Kilogog. Obviously, this is a way to just trigger the Spartosaur on repeat on demand. Really powerful. Really powerful artifact as it is. And then it has a second Omni ability, which says Omni, make each card under Offering to Kilogog a token creature as if that card was on top of your deck. So, all you need with Offering to Kilogog is 3, 4, 2. You don't need much under it to, once that Legionary Trainer hits the board, pop out a bunch of ready Scholars and just start going from there. So really, really nice. It also allows you to sort of rebuild a board after the first one gets cleared. Offering to Kilogog is just a really, really powerful artifact, especially it helps enable the Legionary Scholar game plan. So with this deck comparison, deck breakdown, deck evaluation, we're going to get into the game. Alrighty, and now we can get into the game, and I'll be running a camera list for now, but don't worry, you'll see me again soon. So we got Crusader on Veggie going first, and we have BHawk on Zental going second. We see the Veggie deck list being popped up here. Now, these two being teammates, I'm sure that they've played this matchup before. I'm sure both are very familiar with each other's decks. And we see a Frigorific Rod come down first turn. You know, artifacts are pretty slow in general, so the fact that you can... Oh, interesting choice here. I wonder... Yeah, it is pretty nice. And we see the Abyssal Sight come down, discarding the Photon Blast. Steward Suzanne comes down. We see a Trader token being made off of a Hieron. That does not get archived. Obviously, we do not have more than 6 Amber. So, quick Siren Call here for BHawk. We see a Arm the Plebeians, Arm the Plebeians, Longosaur Elector, and a Phalanx Strike taking out the board and making 3 Scholars and a Longosaur Elector there. So that is a starting board that demands an answer. Scholars are an incredible amount of value. Guildspine School coming down. So that's nice. That's a nice little bit of tempo there. We'll see if they have an Abyssal Sight 2 If they want to go that route, or if they want to leave the Guiltspine School and kill one of the traitors, presuming that they have... Okay, so they do opt to destroy it. Gonna take a gander at BHawk's hand, and let's see what they discard. Okay, Crusader does not like the look of BHawk's hand. Crusader taking some time here. Yeah, thinking. Obviously, by that reaction, this is definitely BHawk level banter right here. This is BHawk level banter. You love to see it. Always nice when the players get into it. Obviously, they're teammates, and I'm sure they're banter all the time. But I always enjoy a little bit of banter in games, in competitive games. I just think it makes them a little bit more fun. Okay, we see a Toxic Cuda Venom going down onto a traitor. Rigor for Raw gonna exhaust that Scholar. Okay, we see BHawk here. Equidon is the choice. Equidon's the choice. Okay, Visible Hand is gonna make 2 more things. We're gonna pause this here. So, Visible Hand reveals the Swapper, Close the Negotiation, Market Crash, and Frigorific Rod. So, Close the Negotiation is gonna draw 1, steal 1. Yeah, discards the Market Crash. Do not want that. And yeah, just the Visible Hand just creates so much board pressure. Like, it really just does. The only card here that mattered that was revealed was a Frigorific Rod, and that does not matter. So the hand information theoretically can be a really interesting cost, but oftentimes when you know crafted well around it doesn't reveal too much information. Photon Blast here though is really nice. We do like to see that. Just really efficient clearing out of those Scholars. That is 3 Amber and 3 possible draws taken out of the game by 1 Photon Blast. Plus some board pressure created with another token creature. And we got BHawk here. Thinking. Echo Reflector. I don't imagine that Echo Reflector is going to live very long. Alright, so we get an Unfathomable Call here. Man, that Reaver's lived so long and gotten so much value. It's insane. Now we've got 3 Fathom Reavers on board. That's just so much value. Really, truly just so much value. Like, if those aren't dealt with, or there's no tokens, like, Crusader is going to be having a hand size of 3. 3! That is so brutal. We're gonna have to keep an eye out on the options for Crusader here. They still have disruption available. They still have catch and release. Now that's probably something they'd like to keep, but I don't know if they can afford to wait on it. There's 2 photon blasts in the deck. Oh, and we saw a talent scout. Talent scout was made out of out of that one trader. Okay, that's interesting information. So we know there's a mass buyout, but mass buyouts, you know, that's amber. You know, that you are giving your opponent amber in a mass buyout right now. It'd be 2, 4, 6, 8, 4 amber for BHawk. But maybe that's okay. Maybe that's an okay evaluation, looking at the board, seeing that if they don't have another way to deal with it, then that is going to be, you know, -3 cards. Traders are going to steal here. Toxic Venom does have poison, but fighting in here does not change the amber ratio, so not really worth it. Yep, we do see that mass buyout come down. That is going to push Crusader up to 10, giving BHawk 4 amber to go up to 7. Those still ones from the traders giving a 2 amber delta is really nice. It helps mitigate some of that damage a lot. Really big turn here. There we go. Yeah, and a trading frenzy to not allow BHawk to forge. That's really nice. So that is a that is a lot of that's a huge amber delta. And we get the legionary trainer. Beware the Ides is doing a ton of work there. That's cool. All right, that's cool to see. This is an interesting turn. And we're going to get a big pop. Not as big a pop-off, but, you know, pretty big pop-off. We got Mary's turn here. We've got some repeats. That Arm the Plebeians can really do a lot of work in extending the next turn to ensure that, you know, we kind of get more and more scholars. SC3 lander, we got a future booster. Oh, hold the line. Yeah, that's a nice card. It's a nice card. So we see the Crusader gun. We see some value from the Sea Officer Hawkins. Oh, and the Rogue Operation steals too. Brutal. Oh man, that's brutal. Red Rays are here doing a ton of work. Yeah. And we'll see a rapid check in succession for BHawk going up to 8. Crusader with that Marius capturing 4. Although I don't know if this Marius is going to live too long. But Crusader's going to have a second key here. Now both here are forging the red key first. So they've made the right choice tactically in that regard. Crusader here, thinking once again. Okay, so we see an unfathomable call, but we do get a sacrifice of SV3. Maybe that's something they want to reshuffle. Interesting choice. Interesting choice. So with watch your step, Crusader calls Equidon. And then we see a Befuddle come down, a double pip Befuddle, mind you, come down from Crusader. We'll see what they call here. I mean, you have to choose something other than Zarian. So you must choose Unfathomable, or perhaps you also choose okay, interesting. See a catch and release come down. They're gonna go up to. Oh, I see. Okay, that must have been the. Catch and release so dirty. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, that might be GG there. I see now. Yep, and probably not enough amber control in the Zarian. Yep, okay, makes sense. We'll do a Crusader, I understand it now. The only amber control in Zarian is the Praetor Marius, so that makes perfect sense. As opposed to the double closer negotiation possible in Equidon. Crusader really hoping that, there we go. BHawk chooses to go first. There we go. First turn, Spartosaur. Always scary. Spartosaur is a real witch. Fight gain 2 is brutal. The board wipe, repeated board wipe is brutal. Belligerent Guard though. That's enough. That'll do it. How when we see a Talon Scout come down? Let's see a Talon Scout grabs. I'd love to see a Fathom Reaver taken by a Talon Scout. I don't think BHawk would, but could take the the Legionary Trainer. That'd be really nice, but you know, I'd be happy with a Fathom Reaver as well. BHawk apparently opened the nuts. If I'm reading the vibes from the chat message appropriately. Alright, let's see. Legionary Trainer gets stolen. That's pretty good. That trader comes in play ready. It's gonna steal. It's gonna reap. So there's no amber to steal. He's got a kelp. Any way to protect the kelp? No, you gotta ditch the catch and release, right? Maybe. Yeah, catch and release gets ditched. And BHawk befuddles Crusader into Unfathomable. I'm a little more surprised that BHawk put the Toxic Venom onto the Fathom Reaver and not instead on the Cope. A little bit more surprised by that. But we do see an Equidon call here. So they're going to re-put the Trader. Oh, that's interesting. The Crusader discards the higher on. With a ready Sandhopper. Oh, yay. Interesting. Man, that feels very for naught. Obviously, there's method to the madness. The Kaup just seems like a much bigger risk to disrupting gameplay than possible chain from the Fathom Reaver. Yeah, an offering to kill a Gog here is offering to kill a Gog here is just really nice. So we'll see a Hold the Line come out. So I'm gonna draw 2 cards, so it's really not a ton of value. I mean, you're gonna take any value you can get, but very small turn there. So you see the Saurian turns here. Failing Strike comes out. We may as well exalt the Ballistego. No, okay, not exalting the Ballistego. Ah, okay. That damage rather than weather adds is really nice to help facilitate that. Ah, okay. Blows with the Ballistego. Gets that Legionary Trainer underneath that offering to kill a Gog. First Blood drawn by Crusader with that red key. Adult Swim, boom, there goes all those tokens. And the Kaup. So just really efficient answer there. And they go up on the top of the deck, resets the deck. You're pretty happy to see all that. We're gonna see the Guiltspine School come down. 3 traders make it. 3 traders made. Initiation's gonna make a 4th. And we'll see if they've got a way to blow up that Guiltspine School right off the bat. I don't think they do. So again, red key forged here. Right back into Saurian. You see an Arm the Plebeians come down. Made out of that kelp. Yeah, we're just going to make it off the top of the deck there, so it doesn't really matter. Kind of helps slough off those chains. And we're just going to reap. Maybe a fight here from Grammaticus Thrax. No, we do get a reap. And we're not blowing up anything with the Offering to Kilogog yet. But an immediate check with potentially... Crusader just realizing that the effect of the Guildspine Skull is symmetrical. We all learned something new, folks. So we see Crusader here, choose Star Alliance. Ah, yeah, we're going to stop this key. We got a little Echo Reflector onto the Kelp Master. Photon Blast there, removing the ward and getting rid of some of those Scholars. And a second one, yeah. Efficient. Gonna make lots of tokens off that. Fights off the Echo Reflector. On the Plebeians comes down. Will we see another Exalting on that? We do. Yep. Make another Scholar. It's the name of the game here. It isn't if you do, of course. Okay, opts to pass on the Offering to Kilogog. We know Legionary Trainer's upside down underneath there. End of turn 6 here. We do indeed have check for second key from BHawk. Clarifying what happened to the Legionary trainer. Always good to make sure we understand the game state. Can be difficult to track, especially on TCO. Guiltspine School trades itself into the longer selector. We see a Crushing Deep, which will tax for exactly 9, as well as a Watch Your Step into Saurian. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of steel over there on Crusader side. Alright, they can already rule a 6 here. So we do see a Saurian call. And it's in a situation like this with this many traders where Marker Crash isn't going to get any value into what you really want to see here is going to be the pull-up stakes. So their main board wipe here is just a dead card. Crusader really thinking here. Alex to go Equidon. I mean, they have the Sandhopper for a little bit of extra efficiency, some token rescuing, and they also have the potential to, well, steal 1, reap for 5. Okay, we do see a steal coming off of one trader. Lots of thinking happening over there. So trader fights the scholar to remove the 1 ward. I wonder if Vegetarazor here has pull-up stakes. I don't believe we've seen that yet. It's on the discard, yeah. So pull-up stakes could be on the horizon. So 1 trader gets returned to the hand, the one that reaped, and that in turn played a CPO Zytar. Not the most impactful play effect there, and it has none. But it is some extra efficiency and a little bit of extra board. Because we could see something like possibly, like maybe we see a stakes into a mass buyout. Two traders reap. And we do see a mass buyout. So BHawk goes to 3, gaining 3 off that. Crusader gains 2. And we see... pull-up stakes was underneath one of them, okay. So electing not to rescue that one. Electing not to rescue one of that token. Yeah, Crusader's going to go up to 14. With the Praetor Marius gone, I think that's enough amber for Crusader to win. Actually, you know what? I would need to check the closed negotiations. Yeah. Yep. So you see a closed negotiation. There we go. They go to 9. That's just a lot of tempo. We see a swapper come down. And that's the turn. They go to 9. I mean, we knew they had to have it. The odds are just really good with 2 of them. Crusader has 11 cards in hand now. And so we'll see if 11 cards in hand is enough to stop 9. If they have a rogue operation and an echo reflector, it will be. So a good thing to keep in mind, if they have an echo reflector and a rogue operation, they can take BHawk off check here. A crushing deep will also do it. The one crushing deep will also do it. Yeah, I think an Equidon here, I don't think there's anything that they can do to get it back. Maybe they can talent scout something. Perhaps they can talent scout a legionary trainer again and get there. Not looking so good. Oh? Okay, they do pull the talent scout. Nothing. Yeah, nothing. GG's. They just needed to capture Pip if they had the trading frenzy. So, really close. Really close. GG's. GG's. Well played. Well played to both. Now we do have to go to game 3. So we'll see how this one plays out. 1-1. 1-1. Okay, we see a turn 1 play of a Fathom Reaver from Crusader. Crusader does choose to go first. We see a mirrored play of Fathom Reaver from BHawk. I mean, Fathom Reaver is so much value. 4 power body with a good effect that also on play brings another body with it. Just really powerful effect. Crusader is deep tank here. Alright. Zip Visible Hand, make a token creatures. We see a Future Booster, Watch Your Step, Trading Frenzy, Photon Blast, Abyssal Sight, and Initiation. That Abyssal Sight's gotta be making BHawk at least a little worried coming into next turn. Especially with a likely call here to go into invaluable next turn with a body on board, 3 cards in hand. So we see Spire do come down. We see a Phalanx Strike, it's going to exalt that, gets rid of the traders. Pretty small turn there from BHawk. So we see an initiation into an Abyssal Sight, which is going to destroy that trader, which was a Steward Suzian, and we're going to see what they discard from BHawk. Stuff like this, Brain Drains, Abyssal Sights, always really tough decisions when you have playing against good decks. All the cards do so much. So we're gonna see Watch Your Step choose House Saurian, which BHawk does elect to go into. Very small turn again, but the Spartosaur making up for that with board control and Rush, getting 2 Amber off that fight. Getting that 2 Amber back for the Fathom Reaver and getting that Fathom Reaver off the field. Really nice. As Eutheliander does come down. That's always nice to see. Puts a lot of pressure on potential board usage and those traders, and it kind of allows access to Amber control in a different sort of way throughout the game. I think traded a pretty cool token. I think it's pretty good. Definitely know is not one of the most hyped, but I'm glad to see it in a competitive deck here, getting some good time to shine. It's nice to see. And yeah, that Beware the Ides is getting the damage pip has gotten so much value this entire time. Never not fired. Where the Eyes has never had so much value with a damage pip on it in a WoW meta. So we're moving into turn 5 for Crusader, and yeah, lots of thinking happening. Lots of thinking. We see an Unfathomable Call and a snap play of a Frigorific Rod. We're going to see a Befuddled choosing House Unfathomable. Can only play cards from House Unfathomable. And they're going to Future Boost. That does get them into check with 8 Amber. BHawk going into Unfathomable, following that direction. Yeah. We see Abyssal Sight take out that Fathom Reaver, is going to pitch one of these cards. We actually get to see the hand this time because we can't really unblock that. But we got a Sandhopper, Uplink, and Talent Scout, Adult Swim, and Steward Suzanne. So this Talent Scout is ripped out of Crusader's hand. Ooh, and a Befuddle to top it all off, and a Fathom Reaver to top it all off, to put us into Starlines for Crusader. And down to a starting hand size of 4 off of the Abyssal Sight and Fathom Reaver. Brutal. Okay, so we're in Unfathomable. We're in Unfathomable. So we're going to Future Boost. Probably Frigorific Rod. Scholar. And that's it. And we're Legionary Trainering it. Yeah. Yep, this is probably game. Okay, we got a Patermarius. Oh, okay, no, we're just going to 6. Just going to 6, so there's definitely some play here. Wow. Maybe. Maybe. I guess we know it was an and. So yeah, GG. GG's. Well played to BHawk. Well played to BHawk. Brutal ending there. Putting them into Starlines on that turn really did them in. Well played to both these players. Well played. Yeah, rep diff as well. Go. Some nice pleasantries from the players. That is going to be it. That is going to be it, chat. So, we'll bring this back. So our winner on today was BHawk on Sophomore, Dirk, Zental Raisin. And yeah, that was a really good series of games. Really glad we went to a game 3. It's always a lot better when you get a game 3. So well played to both players. I think they both played really well. It was really tight, really narrow margins on both of the decks. They both got to pop off. So really nice, some fun hits off of something like the Talent Scout. We never got to see the little combo with it, but no, it was really well played. Yeah, the decks just straight value, and the games were pretty quick overall, but lots of fun to watch. So well played to both players, and I'm really glad we could bring this to you today. The whole feature match, and again, check out the links below to the other channels to see the other games from the other creators, Orion and Keyforge. Please go check them out. Keep an eye out for the next weeks as well, and we'll see you next time. Peace, everyone.